Okay, so we've all been there, right? You're staring at your to-do list, and there's that one monster task. The one that just seems to suck all the energy out of the room just by existing. Well, today, we're not going to just fight that monster. No, we're going to learn how to tame it with a super simple science-backed trick that actually works with your brain's own reward system to build some serious momentum. You know exactly the feeling I'm talking about. You look at your list and there it is, that one thing, and it just stares back at you, totally draining you before you've even started. It feels heavy, it feels impossible, and your brain just kind of goes, nope, and shuts down. I mean, imagine seeing this on your list. Write thesis. It's only 2 words, but it feels like you've been told to climb Mount Everest in your slippers. Where do you even begin? The sheer size of it is so huge and undefined that our brain just short circuits. And that's the moment of paralysis, where doing literally anything else feels safer than starting that one huge thing. But here's the thing you have to know. That feeling of being totally stuck, it's not a character flaw. It's not you being lazy, I promise. It's actually all about brain chemistry. So let's take a look at what's really going on inside your head when you start procrastinating. Okay, so the key player in all of this is a little chemical called dopamine. The easiest way to think about it is like your brain's own internal high five. When you finish something, anything, your brain releases a little bit of dopamine. It feels good. And it sends a message that says, hey, that was awesome. Let's do that again. It is literally the engine of our motivation. So here's where it all goes wrong. When your brain sees that giant, overwhelming task, it knows there's no reward coming anytime soon. It just sees a long, hard road with no high fives in sight. So it does the logical thing. It holds back on the dopamine. And without that job well done feeling, all you're left with is, well, overwhelm. And to avoid that bad feeling, you go do anything else. And boom, that's the procrastination cycle right there. But what if we could flip that cycle completely on its head? What if we could kind of trick our brains into giving us those little dopamine hits whenever we wanted? Well, we can. And that's where this simple but incredibly powerful idea of the micro-win comes in. It's basically a way to hack our own reward system. Just look at the difference here. On the left, you've got that one huge, scary task. Do homework. Ugh, not a lot of motivation there, right? But look at the right. You've got a series of tiny, almost ridiculously easy steps. Open laptop? You can do that. Check. Create a new document? Easy. Check. Each tiny little thing becomes its own finish line. And this is the genius of it. Your brain doesn't really know the difference between a huge accomplishment and a tiny one. A completed task is a completed task. So by breaking things down like this, you're creating all these little opportunities to cross something off the list and tell your brain, job well done, now give me my dopamine. And the effect is immediate. Every time you check something off, you get that little boost, that little hit of dopamine. It keeps the engine running, and it actually makes the next small task feel even easier. All of a sudden, this massive project isn't a mountain anymore. It's just a series of small, super satisfying steps. You're not just working, you're collecting wins. Now, this isn't just a one-time trick to get you started. This is actually a way to build a sustainable, positive feedback loop. You're basically rewiring your whole approach to work, and you're turning that dreaded cycle of procrastination into a really powerful cycle of progress. Remember that negative cycle we talked about before? Well, this is its awesome, productive opposite. You finish one tiny task. Your brain gives you that dopamine reward. You feel good, you feel motivated, which makes you want to go and attack the next tiny task to get another reward. See? You're not avoiding bad feelings anymore. You're chasing the good ones. Honestly, the best way to think about it is like a snowball. The first few pushes are always the hardest. I know, writing down open laptop might feel a little silly, but that's what starts the ball rolling. Then create document adds a little more mass. And before you know it, that snowball has some real momentum, and it feels like the project is almost completing itself. So the next time you are staring down a task that just feels impossible, don't ask yourself how you're going to finish the whole thing. Just ask yourself this one simple question. What is the smallest, most ridiculously easy first step I can take right now? Because that one tiny step, that's all it takes to start the avalanche.